The nation's capital narrowly averted a financial crisis this past week, and the man who steered the world's greatest economy for nearly 2 decades was worried.
What's at risk with all the discord in Washington?
Well, it's the worst that I have ever seen it, and I have been in and out of Washington, since the 1950s.
As chairman of the Federal Reserve for 18 years, Alan Greenspan worked with Presidents Bush, Clinton, Bush, and Reagan. Before that, he headed President Gerald Ford's Council of Economic Advisors. And Greenspan remembers the battles the Republican president had then with Democratic House Speaker Tip O'Neill.
They were at each other's throats all day long from 9 to 5. At 6 o'clock, Tip would go over to the West Wing of the White House and have a bourbon with his old buddy, Jerry. That doesn't exist anymore.
So in other words, you're not going to find a Democrat at a Republican cocktail party?
Well, you can, but you have to look very hard.
And what do you think of shutting down the government? Is it a political strategy?
We're in a democratic society. Shutting down the government should not be on the agenda.
As for flirting with default on the nation's debt,
the whole system is based on trust. You break trust down and the system implodes.
So we're playing with fire.
Indeed we are.
when he left the Federal Reserve in 2006, America was in its greatest period of economic growth in our history, and Greenspan was the economy's rock star, revered around the world.
That's your favorite picture?
That's my favorite picture.
Even Cuba's communist leader, photographed with Greenspan's memoir, was a fan.
What is this all about?
Oh, I've been knighted.
You were knighted?
Yeah.
Does that come with a title or anything?
I'm Sir Alan in the United Kingdom and nowhere else.
But then came 2008. The housing bubble burst, Lehman Brothers collapsed, the stock market plunged.
People were blaming you for what happened.
Mm-hmm. How do I feel?
Yeah.
I didn't like it. No, look, I'm a human being. I mean, when I get criticism like I got, obviously I don't like it. But, you know, I got a lot of praise, which I didn't deserve as well.
One editorial in particular struck him.
And it said, basically, do we economists know anything? And it was a very legitimate question, because if you don't know enough to capture the most extraordinary event, economic event, in all of our lifetimes, what in the world do we really know? It's like a mystery story to me. You know, how in the world did I miss it? And I said, I'm going to find out why.
He spent 2 years going back through the data and charts, writing his new book, The Map and the Territory.
And it became very apparent to me that we misunderstand how systematic fear is.
The fear that led to panic selling and the euphoria that inflated the housing bubble were not factored into the Federal Reserve's computer models. Greenspan himself believed irrational behavior could not be projected or analyzed.
I was wrong.
You think you can put human behavior in a model or an equation?
In fact, you can measure it. Because if you look at the business cycle, for example, euphoria drives it up like this, and then fear collapses it. And you can take one cycle after the other, and they look alike.
Underestimating fear, Greenspan admits, was not his only mistake.
I think a lot of things I got wrong, people missed. They still don't understand that I got them wrong.
Like what?
I forgot.
Long before he was an economist, Greenspan had other ambitions. He studied music at Juilliard and toured for a year with the Henry Jerome Swing Band, playing saxophone and clarinet.
When's the last time you looked inside this?
I hate to tell you.
Does it seem familiar, at least?
Oh, indeed it does.
Greenspan pulled out his original clarinet for us,
Boy, this brings back memories.
which dates from the 1940s.
I'd blow it, but the problem, unfortunately, is I remember how it used to sound, and I just try to remember that and leave it at that.
Greenspan saw he was never going to be a great musician.
I mean, I had played next to Stan Getz, who I was 16, he was 15, and I played for years side by side with him in a band. And he pretty much determined I was going to become an economist.
But it did lead him to his wife, Andrea Mitchell.
In fact, what originally attracted me to her was she liked the same music that I did.
There's some disagreement about how many times you proposed. I think you said 5 and you said 3.
Well, I still didn't get it.
Greenspan and the NBC News correspondent have been married for 16 years.
Is he a obsessive writer?
Compulsive. He is morning, noon, and night, to the point where we'd be driving to the tennis court and he'd be, looking at some manuscript and ask me to drive so that he could edit copy during the red lights when this car was stopped.
If you get an epiphany, you don't want to lose it.
Good afternoon.
Back at the Federal Reserve, there's about to be another changing of the guard.
She's tough, not just because she's from Brooklyn.
Janet Yellen, nominated to be the next head of the Fed, served under Greenspan in the 90s.
What do you think of her?
She's a very intelligent woman. I'm glad to see her as the first woman chairman of the Fed. It's long overdue.
The oil data didn't come out.
He runs a consulting business now, still keeping his eye on the economy. At 87, there's nothing retiring about Alan Greenspan.
Is that an option?
Is what an option?
Retirement.
I don't know what it means. I mean, what am I going to do, stop thinking?